So hi everybody, we're back from the vets. Everything went great. I have a lot of hope now, and Onni's already feeling a little bit better. For those that don't know what happened, over the past couple years he's gotten more aggressive and sexually aggressive, and I mean that's okay. That's expected in a teenage umbrella cockatoo. But it amped up so bad that his aggression, he was getting dangerous. Viewers know I was getting black eyes. He was also sexually frustrated, and he kind of had OCD. He would get focused on a lock, and he would do it for hours. He was not playing with his toys. He was not touching his toys at all. And so this resulted in him being in the cage a lot, and recently as much as 1 to 2 hours a day was all he was getting out. So there's 3 kinds of doctors, right? There's conservative, there's aggressive, and then there's something in between, which is probably the best. You have the conservative, which in this case would have resulted in them sending us home without help, and a long to-do list of things like that we've already done, like 12 hours of sleep, change the diet, and so forth. And so we were afraid of that. We were really, I was stressed up the hill about that. And then there's aggressive, which is what I prefer, just get down to it. The middle is a doctor that really listens to you and is willing to go either way to what's appropriate for you. This was between a middle and aggressive. So I was very happy. They did not dick around. Is that a bad word? So they did not fool around, and they got right to it. First they checked his health to make sure that nothing was causing it. So they did scans, they did x-rays, they did blood work, and of course they examined them. They were doing the x-rays and scans to make sure he didn't have testicular cancer, which can cause a lot of hormonal behavior that's as extreme as what he's experiencing. They did x-rays to also make sure there was no growth or cancer causing his stress and aggression. They took blood, of course, and did a panel and a CBC. The initial work showed nothing wrong. The rest of the blood work won't be back for 2 weeks. But we're pretty sure that panel will turn up negative for everything. So because of that, we jumped right into what we were doing and not doing, which was a long list that I made of everything we've done and not done. And so they were pretty impressed at what we had done and how much research we had done. And this isn't my first rodeo. I've had birds before. I know what's normal and what's not. And this was extreme, and it was dangerous, and it was not acceptable that he sit in a cage. So what they decided to do, they approached this globally. They first put an implant in him that suppresses some of the hormones, so he's not sexually frustrated. He was constantly trying to ride my hand, my face, my face. Then they gave him medicine to calm his anxiety, his little OCD, and his aggression down. So we return in a month to see how it goes. And if that doesn't work out, there's other options. So I was really excited about that. I'm going to have to put up for 2 weeks. I'm going to have to put up with behavior that's worse than what he's had, because it takes a while for that implant to take effect. And at first it kind of floods his body, and so he doesn't know what's happening at first. And so things will actually be worse at first for 2 weeks. And then it'll level off and get better. We hope better. But none of this was possible if it wasn't for a few people that came forward and were so generous and donated some money so that we could go. I had already planned on going, but how the trip would have turned out would have been really limited. I probably would have only been able, I wouldn't have been able to afford all those tests and make sure he's okay. And I might not at the end of the day been able to go. I was just hopeful and went on and made the appointment. So thank you everybody. I will keep you up to date I will be very transparent. I've kept every receipt and records of everything he's done. They wrote a treatment plan that was 2.5 pages long. Unbelievably detailed. Everything I said, they wrote down in detail. And then they wrote their own conclusions. If our doctors would do that, hello, our healthcare would be even better than what it is, right? Okay, so thank you, everybody. We love you. Scott sends his best wishes. He's been working extra hard so we could do this. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Thank you so much.